Welcome everyone to the Ramos Law Kitchen. The doctor lawyer is in the house. And I want to talk to you guys about something today quickly that happened to me. I'm over here in the kitchen, and it had nothing to do with the kitchen, but it was kitchen type talk. I was actually at a trap shoot with a bunch of buddies of mine, and we got to talking about attorneys and insurances and car crashes, and I could not believe how shocked they were as I explained to them a few simple things. And I think there's things that we believe people know about car crashes, but that they really don't. And here are three of them, and they're very important. Number one, if your health insurance pays for anything for you, it gets paid back out of any settlement you get. I was talking to my friends about these people who get these multi-million-dollar settlements that then the news puts out there as someone that, quote, got rich, or some attorneys even advertise these massive settlements. What they don't tell you is that a lot of that money goes to pay back health insurance companies that have paid for care for those people. It's called subrogation. It's a basic premise of law here in Colorado where people pay back those who have paid for things for them. So when someone gets money, they don't always just get all of that money. And my friends were shocked to hear this. Now, why do I think that's important? I think there's a lot of juries in Colorado that sometimes actually give people less because they think all that money goes to the person. And that's not the case at all. A lot of jury verdicts, when they're given out, are taken up in attorney's fees and paying back health insurance providers, paying back property losses, and the person themselves and what they get in their account sometimes is very little. Now that's the unfortunate truth behind some settlements. Now we handle things differently from that at Ramos Law, in that we don't take more than our clients. And that's a big difference. So that's one thing that my friends were surprised about. Now, a second thing that they were surprised about was the term full coverage. Everybody talks and says, I have full coverage, I have full coverage. And we ask, and we've even offered here at Ramos Law, we've said, if you'll bring your policy into us, we'll review it for you and we'll tell you what kind of coverage you actually have. Well, full coverage is often a term used to describe the property damage. So you get full coverage for your car. If you have a car and it's worth $15,000 or $20,000 and someone were to crash into you or you into someone else, you may have full coverage to replace your car. But that doesn't mean you have full coverage to cover the damages you've caused. So what does that mean? It means that if you hurt someone and they would be paralyzed and you had full coverage for your property damage, but not full coverage for hurting someone else, for your bodily injury coverages or your underinsured motorist coverages, what that means is they can come after you for the rest of it. So your insurance company might stand up and say, yeah, here's $25,000, but you owe the person $100,000 and you then would be liable for the rest. So be careful when you think you have full coverage, because full coverage is not often full coverage. Now here's one last premise that I think is critical, and that is the whole idea of insurance itself and lawsuits. Do you know that when we go to court, we're not allowed to name the actual insurance company that's supposed to be covering a loss? You see, your insurance company has the choice when you cause damage to someone to stand up and pay that claim, or they have the choice to fight it and not pay it. But when they choose not to pay and we go to court, they put your name on the lawsuit by law, by Colorado law. We're not allowed to use the word insurance. If we do, it's a mistrial. The actual insurance company is refusing to pay the claim, but they don't even get named. So frequently, we look like the big bad wolf going to trial because we're suing maybe some little elderly lady or maybe some young kid who just made a mistake. We're not really suing them. We just want their insurance that they paid for. In case they had ever done anything wrong, they purchased coverage. Now they've done something wrong. The insurance is supposed to stand up and pay, but we don't get to name the insurance company. So those are three common things that this weekend my friends were shocked to hear. They didn't know that we couldn't name the insurance company. They always thought we were just suing the person individually. They didn't know that full coverage often isn't full coverage. It's just to replace the damage to car and not damages you've done to others. And then lastly, as I've said, the whole premise of that people get these big settlements just frankly isn't true. They owe a lot of money back out of them. So those are three things that I was able to clarify for my friends this week. I hope that this helps you. If these are misconceptions you've had, I hope this clears it up for you. Thanks again for trusting us as your family at Ramos Law, for allowing us to help you. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to call in here. We're always available to answer them.